So let me go over your bio again. I'm so sorry. My first guest is a freelance writer and author of the family themed blog, Fergieville. Now she has an ebook series from the same name. As I said before, and no one heard, please welcome to the very talented Miss Katina Ferguson. I got to give you applause, too. Here we go.
Oh.
Yeah. And so, you know, these things happen, man, especially when I get staff that I need to go ahead and fire, which I'll work on that a little later. But I'm so amazed and happy to have this group of motley people on. Amazing wealth of knowledge, including yourself. I want to dive right in. Fergieville Creation is a wonderful story I read it, how your father enjoyed your ability to tell a story. Why did that creativity come, or where did that creativity come from?
Actually, I guess it was always there. I mean, my father's side of the family is creative. And my dad says I wrote a story when I was, like, in first grade, and he already knew I was going to be a writer. But I guess, like, over the years, like, I like to draw as well, so I, you know, was back and forth between writing and illustration and stuff like that. But I think the storytelling is just, you know, my dad can tell good stories, too, and I don't know, he just finds that, you know, I have a gift for it, you know. So I decided to get into writing and everything, but, you know, I would write for me, for my pleasure, stuff like that. When I tell stories, you know, I'm one of these people, like, if something happens and I see it, I'll tell the story 50 times, like it's the very first time I'm telling it, right? So I'll see you today, and I'll be like, oh, my God, well, let me tell you. And it'll have, like, you know, when I'm talking, there's all this emotion, and, you know, it's complete with sound effects and, you know, little captions and stuff, and then I'll see somebody else, and I'll be like, oh, my God, well, let me tell you, you know what I mean? So it's just one of those things.
That is amazing, Kelly, because I get tired after about one time.
Right.
God bless
well, my
you
poor
for that.
husband, he's, like, standing there. He's heard it, like, 50 times, so he's just like, oh, my God, how do you do it?
And we got a question from the chat room. Alicia Hurd wants to know, what made you want to start writing children's books?
The stories just kind of came to me, you know. I would get these ideas. Initially, like, I gravitate towards, I guess, young adult or teen stuff, or, you know, and I'm, you know, I'm kind of a big kid myself, you know what I mean? I still watch cartoons, and it's not because of the kids, you know. Some of the DVDs we have in the house belong to me, you know, and people think it belongs to the kids. They're mine, you know. So I like that stuff. But some of the stories, they come to me, and I just like, oh, that would be cool, you know. And then more stories came as a result of me having my own kids, you know, and the stuff that they do, or, you know, some of the things that, you know, the milestones that they reach and some of the stuff they said, you know, it inspires that kind of stuff. So I have some stories on the back burner there. I'll probably work on them and bring them out, you know.
Well, I didn't tell a story, but you and I met actually in a writers group meeting here locally in the Atlanta area.
Right.
And by the way, for those who are out there who are authors, man, writing groups, if you can get into a good one, is really a wonderful tool to have to bounce ideas and actual work off of the minds and thoughts of other authors. My question to you is, how has that group affected you as an author or writer?
Well, it's funny because that same meeting that you came, there was another guy that came for the first time, I think. His name was Makalani. And what happens is sometimes you meet people and they actually help you, you know. So me and Makalani, we teamed up and we became writing buddies. So I had somebody to be accountable to, and it helped keep me on track with my schedule and writing, you know. And then after that, you know, in terms of the group as a whole, when you have your material, you put it together. I just love the idea that, you know, you can submit it to the group and you'll get an honest critique of your work. Because, you know, if you show it to family, you know, they marvel over what you write. Oh, it's wonderful, you know. And then, you know, but nobody, or sometimes people are afraid to tell you, okay, you need to work on this thing, or I didn't get what you were trying to say here, you know. So that's the beauty of writing groups, is that, you know, everybody is sharing a critique, but everything that comes out of their mouth is stuff that they feel could strengthen your piece.